So the first question I have is for Natasha Noreen. Can you say something about the situation on gender identity in your country? Is there self-ID, etc.?
Pakistan is one of the famous countries for gender when we talk about, because it's one of the few countries which has passed the Transgender Act in 2017. But you asked me specifically about gender identity, which is quite different because the Transgender Act does not clarify exactly the gender identity, even though it incorporates this, but in a very confusing way, because the Transgender Act does not clarify or make any distinction between transgender or intersex people. So one can be intersex and still be called transgender, and one who is a trans, like who calls himself a trans person, he is to be confused under the law as well as an intersex person. And it's quite horrible because, and honestly, like for women's rights, I think it's still like the definition and how the law has been put is still somewhat easy, because it doesn't have any strict definition. But that does not mean that the trans lobby has or will stop at this, because still there has been a lot of influence within the mainstream media, within the government, because recently our Ministry of Human Rights, Minister of Human Rights, which is a woman, she was she made a statement about wanting separate jail cells for transgender people. And there is overall from the society, there is this extremely emotional attachment towards this ideology without even understanding, and I think here, why feminist or liberal feminist, actually, not to put racism here, honestly, liberal feminist from America, they forgot to actually hold accountable or to think about actually women like all over the globe. I think that now their influence is the one that is making that whole gender identity flow through. And in all this, women have no say. Like, for example, whoever has any tiny bit of criticism against trans people, the big tag of transphobia comes in and it fires you right in your forehead, and you're gone. Your human right activism, your activism for women, your activism for any kind of people you want to, minorities or not, or religious and not, it just goes away because of this ideology that is formed. And it's pretty difficult to deal, because the kind of feminism we have in Pakistan, it's just liberal feminism. We have never studied any other kind of feminism. You can count radical feminists on fingers. I have known like 5 in the course of so many years, literally. So and they are also very afraid to talk about it, because the social pressure, the cancel culture, or just having an independent thought from an independent woman is extremely isolating, especially in a culture where your sisters become your enemies and they start isolating you.